really depends whether you're academic or private practice. The answer there really varies. For academics, you really have to focus on what's happening nationally, what's going on, how will this impact their NIH grants and their research grants, how are they going to continue the programs that they already have. On the private practice level, it's completely different. We don't necessarily have to sell a lot of the national issues to them, but we really need to focus in on how it's going to affect them, how their patients, are they going to have access to coverage, are people going to lose insurance, are they going to be able to afford their co-pays, their deductibles. So you really need to bring it down to specifics on how it's going to impact their practice and their patients specifically.
Well, advocacy comes from the word voice, and I think one way to do this is to help people find their voice and help people use their voice. I think if you can get past the intimidation factor and you can tell people and have them believe that they can really use their voice in a successful way, I think that is tremendously successful. And helping them find their voice, well, that's easy. You just have to give them the sense that they can make a difference. Give the sense that what they say, what they think is important and can make a difference.
I think the first thing is to explain to the members of your practice what advocacy really means. What are you trying to do? And when we advocate, what we're really trying to do is influence some aspect of our society. And in our case, we influence our government and our laws. And I think understanding that basic fact starts the process. And then it really is critical to let your practice know that there's advocacy at many levels. Very much at a grassroots level, getting involved with the calls to action, responding to the calls to action, peer-to-peer contact and accountability to get your peers to respond to calls to action. And then there's several levels then of getting more involved. Ultimately, developing relationships with your members of Congress. That can be at the federal level, it can be at the state level. You can, with that, gain credibility over time. This is, as I'm sure other people have mentioned in these talks, this is a long-term process. Advocacy, this political process is a marathon, it is not a sprint. But over time you can develop relationships, you can gain credibility, and ultimately gain political capital, and with those we can get legislative wins. Part of the key aspect of explaining advocacy to your associates is to really show them the successes that we've had, and we've had numerous successes at state levels across the country as well as at the federal level. And to think that a small organization such as ours, only 35,000 members, can have such influence at the federal level is astounding to me. So those are the type of messages that you need to get across to your practice, to let them really know that this process does work, that we are trying to do things to help the practice of radiology, to help our patients, really to deliver the best care possible.